Hello and welcome to HT's weekly talk show, The Interview, and our special segment, Life and Times with HT. In the business world, he is known as the father of startups. Ask him and he shrugs. Yet, one cannot deny that when he started off, the concept of startups was virtually unknown, at least in this part of the world. He was unclear about what he wanted, but was very clear about what he did not want. A life moving from a small cabin to a bigger one, from a government house to a mansion, or being able to afford a car which was several inches longer than what others had. We are talking about Sanjeev Bikhchandani, founder of Naukri.com, Jeevansathi.com, 99 acres, and so on and so forth. You name it, and he has done it. In this edition, Sanjeev Bikhchandani takes us through the why and how, the twists and turns, and the challenges he faced before reaching where he has today. Sanjeev Bikhchandani with us in HT's weekly talk show, The Interview, in our special segment, Life and Times with HT, the first part of our two-part series. Welcome to the show, Sanjeev Bikhchandani, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Kumkum, for inviting me. I have been reading your byline since more than 40 years ago, and it's a great honor to meet you for the first time.
Thank you. That makes it much easier for me. Okay, let me begin with the way you've been described. Father of startups, and rightly so, because you delved into the game when no one had actually heard of startups. Some have even nicknamed you Sachin Tendulkar of the dot-com business. So, what does all this mean to you?
Actually, a lot of it is exaggerated. It's flattering, but exaggerated. And, I just do my work. I quit my job in 1990. We didn't call it startup then. We didn't call it entrepreneurship. I just said, my business chalu karunga. So I quit my job in a large multinational FMCG company.
You quit your job and you said, my business chalu karunga. Wasn't that a childhood dream, despite the fact that your father was in government and, you came from that background?
We are Sindhis, so it's a refugee background on both sides of the family, my mother, my father. My father was a doctor in the government and he stayed there for his entire career. We grew up in government colonies in Delhi, whether it's South Avenue or there is Chanakyapuri or it is Kidwainagar. Right? So my milieu was very middle class, very service class. So there was no business in the family. But there are children who will do what their fathers and parents do and their children will do anything but. So I was in the second category. I made up my mind that, I'll do my own thing. I'll do it differently. I was clear, therefore, I wouldn't be a doctor and I wouldn't join the government. I was a daydreamer. And my best daydreaming time would be, coming back from school in the school bus, staring out of the window and daydreaming. And मुझे याद है, I think 71, 72 में, maybe 73, I forget. I saw Hathi Mere Sathi at Chanakya Cinema. And I came back completely starry-eyed and said, मैं बड़ा होके Rajesh Khanna बनूंगा. Of course, within 6 months, I realized it's a foolish dream. And I moved on to my next dream. उसी समय, I think 73 में, the English cricket team had come to India to play test matches. And for the first time, test matches were telecast live. So, one of my friends had a television at home. So, हम सब 8-10-15 लोग, winter holidays थे. We used to go and park there morning to evening, watching the test match. And I kind of decided, once I can study ahead, I will play cricket for India. 6 months that dream lasted, and then that's also a pipe dream. It's not going to work. Somewhere around 1975 or 76, there was a cover story on J.R.D. Tata.
And you said, "मैं J.R.D. Tata बनूंगा."
I was inspired. Look, being a J.R.D. Tata was an unattainable sort of dream. But at least you were inspired to say, hey, maybe I could think of starting a business sometime, right? Now, that dream did not go away. It kept coming back because that was not so unattainable, like being Rajesh Khanna or being Sunil Gavaskar, right? कि मैं अपनी company चालू करूँगा. Now, I first articulated this ambition to a friend in class 11, 4-5 साल बाद.
And he laughed.
No, he didn't laugh. It took me several more years, but eventually I did start a company.
So what about this description of father of startups?
देखो, I'm now 62 years old and I've been an entrepreneur since 1990. अब 35 साल हो गए हैं. I think simply by hanging on in there, people and my age, people give me that title. I don't take it seriously because I don't think that is the case. Every startup is his own father.
Yes, but when you started, startups were absolutely unknown. Like you said, we don't use the word entrepreneur. We use the word business then.
At that time, yeah.
So isn't that title justified?
That's not for me to judge. We've been through all stages of the journey, bootstrapping, raising first round venture capital, finding customers, selling, scaling the organization, building technology, products, going public. Over the last 35 years, I've had that experience. And we are always willing to share it with others. I think being available for younger people gives me that title. It doesn't necessarily mean I deserve it.
Sachin Tendulkar of the .com business, which again is right, because when .com you started or ventured there, at that point, .com was virtually unknown here.
But so I was just doing a small business. I wasn't thinking in grand terms. We took it each stage, 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. Because we kept at it, we were able to build something of some consequence. Sachin Tendulkar, I don't know, Sachin was a genius. Okay, he was a supremely talented genius. So, लोग कहते हैं कुछ भी कहते थे, but I'm not sure it necessarily fits.
What would you say for yourself?
I think, look, we've done a good job. We have tried hard. We've stayed the distance. I think we understand our customers very well. I think we understand technology very well. I think we are good at, we are a people company. We are good at managing people, and we are a team, we are a family. So I think there are 3 or 4 strengths we have, and these 3 or 4 strengths coupled with perseverance has ensured we have reached where we reached.
Tell me, this people connect that you talk about, was it something you acquired in your formative years and something which then later paid dividends?
I think my first job at Lintas, straight after college, I think a great crucible. I was working in a job which required me to be very good with people. You see, I was a trainee in client servicing in an ad agency. What that meant was that I was at the bottom of the food chain. एक तो मैं trainee था, so I was new, I was terribly junior. दूसरा, the client servicing job is essentially a job of coordination and getting work out of various other departments to produce an advertising output to the satisfaction of the client. So you're accountable and responsible, but you have zero authority. So it's up to you to beg, cajole, plead, be good with people, and make an older, more senior person want to work with you. So this is stuff you're thrown in the deep end and you learn the hard way. I wouldn't say I was naturally good with people.
You learned it?
I had to learn that. There was no choice. My first job taught me a lot. Some very smart, very good people. We're still in touch.
You actually started from a staff quarter where you paid 800 rupees rent to your father. And now you're counted amongst the richest. By the bar you set for yourself, would you say you have arrived, been there, done it all kind of thing?
The truth is, as an entrepreneur, you never arrived. Because in your head, there's always more. There's more to be done. There's a daily challenge. So I don't think I will ever arrive. I'll keep on trying to do stuff.
Been there, done it all?
No, I don't feel that way. Been there, yes. Done it all, no.
So what are the gaps in the done it all?
Every day there are new challenges and you keep meeting them. हर रोज, हर हफ्ते आप नई स्टोरी करते हैं. It's like that with entrepreneurship. हर रोज, हर हफ्ते, you take your guard and bet again.
So you would say there are many stories which are yet unwritten in your life.
I hope so.
Let me take you back to your job in Horlicks.
Yeah.
The blue label, the red border, and the thin line that sent you from one shop to another. And you said to yourself, what the hell am I doing?
No, you see, the company was called HMM. Now it is called GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Healthcare. After many mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the brand Horlicks, however, remains the same. Horlicks was the flagship brand of the company. Everybody was looking at Horlicks. All eyes on Horlicks. So somebody sometime suggested, भाई Horlicks की बोतल है, बोतल पे लेबल है, लेबल का मेन बॉडी ब्लू है, बॉर्डर है रेड और एक क्रेस्ट है. तो साहब एक थिन गोल्ड लाइन डाल दें बीच में, रेड और ब्लू के बीच में. तो गोल्ड इज वैल्यूड इन इंडिया, तो वैल्यू परसेप्शन बढ़ेगी, तो इट्स गुड फॉर द ब्रांड. सो द CMD said, great idea, but it's too much of a risk. Let's do a test market. Let's launch new labels only in Madurai. Why Madurai? Because Tamil Nadu is our biggest market, but we will not risk the biggest city, Madras. We'll go to Madurai. So, roughly 6 months before I joined, these new labels were launched. I joined the company. I didn't know about it. Suddenly the CMD remembered and said, hey, what happened to that label? So, they came running out and they said, listen, you have to go to Madras tonight. I caught the evening flight to Madras. From the airport at night at 9 p.m., I went straight to the bus station. I caught an overnight Tamil Nadu State Road Transport Corporation bus to Madurai. I'm sweating, it's dusty. I'm sitting in the bus is bouncing up and down. I reach Madurai in the morning, the bus stand, I don't have a hotel room. I just turned up. And वहाँ पे नलके होते हैं at a bus stand where you can either drink water or you can wash your face. So I go there, wash my face. I go to the market with the local salesperson and we go shop to shop asking the impact of the thin gold line. So shopkeepers hadn't even noticed. And they're laughing at me. You came to Delhi to ask us this silly thing? And they were laughing at me. And I'm saying to myself, the futility of my existence was driven home with that experience. It is one of several Eureka moments. I said, अब हो गया. मैंने 5 साल large multinational में काम कर दिया है. Now I think I should perhaps go back to my earlier dream of starting a business.
Tell me about the Madurai temple story when you broke a norm.
When I left for Madras, I had gone home, in the afternoon to pack, and I told my parents I'm going to Madras. I went to Madurai, and my mother said, "Oh, really? Fantastic! Go to the temple, parikrama karo, or prasad le aao." I said, "Okay." Now, of course, I must have broken several rules, but I didn't have a bath. I had gone straight from the overnight bus to work and then to the temple. But I did the parikrama. I picked up the prasad, and I came back home, and my mother was happy. Prasad le aaya. So so उसका कुछ तो फायदा हुआ.
क्या फायदा हुआ?
One is I got enlightenment.
Which means what?
But I don't want to do this job.
And now the big one, Naukri.com. The idea came when you saw young people reading a magazine from the back page.
My last job, HMM, the Horlicks company. I was a junior marketing executive. I noticed something very, very unusual. Every time the office copy of Business India would come in, the magazine, it will go from desk to desk and get passed around. And I noticed that everybody read it from the back. In those days, there were 35 to 40 pages of appointment ads at the back of the magazine. So people read the appointment ads first, not the articles. Very often they don't even read the articles. They just pass on the magazine. And I said, so penny dropped in my head. I said, this is unusual. People are more interested in the appointment ads in the magazine than in the articles. So insight number one, jobs are a high interest category of information. Everybody's interested in looking at jobs. The second thing was it was an open hall. उस ज़माने में मोबाइल फ़ोन नहीं होते थे, so लैंडलाइन होती थी. So I could hear what the conversation, and every week 2 or 3 different headhunters would call up and try and headhunt one or the other of my colleagues. And every time it was a different headhunter with a different job in a different company, and these jobs are not advertised in print. So I understood then that what appears in print is the tip of the iceberg. There's a much larger market with hundreds of headhunters across thousands of companies, tens of thousands of jobs, and jobs are a high interest category of information. So, ये मेरे को 2 insight मिल गए थे by 1990. I didn't know what to do with them, but I said, इसमें कुछ है, but I don't know what. So anyway, in 1990, I quit my job and began to do salary service and other small businesses. And I drifted for 7 years doing 20 small things.
Teaching.
training, part-time journalism. मैंने बहुत काफी पापड़ में थे. 96 I saw the internet for the first time at Pragati Maidan.
Before we come to that, how did you survive for those 7 years?
देखो, every bootstrapping entrepreneur needs some जुगाड़.
So what was your jugaad?
My जुगाड़ was, see, पहले तो I had zero money.
Because you blew up 60,000 in the stock market.
That's right, quite foolishly.
Left with only 2,000 rupees.
Yeah, so I had a total of 68,000 rupees saved with me when I quit my job. My annual take-home salary was about 66,000 rupees that time. So I had roughly 1 year tankha. Now, I'm from a government family. I'm not used to business risks. So I'm really scared, and petrified and nervous. And I'm thinking, yaar, ye paise khatam ho jayenge, kya ho jayega? No, then how would I survive? A friend of mine came to me and said, yaar, tu ek kaam kar. Ye company hai Bindal Agro. You know, iska bonus jo aa raha hai, share price double hoga. So why don't you buy this share and you'll have 2 years of money? So I said, that sounds like a good idea, man. Okay. So I went to a friend's father. He was a sub-broker. I said, uncle, suna hai ki Bindal Agro ka bonus issue aayega, so I want to buy. The bonus issue did not happen. The share price halved instead of doubling. I was left with 2,000 rupees. So now I was really worried. I had blown up all my life savings. I taught at IMT Ghaziabad from 91 till 98. I got courses every term. And I was being paid, I think, 275 rupees an hour. And I was teaching on weekends. And if I taught maybe 4-5 hours every weekend, I would get about 1,000 rupees a week, which would give me a little under
What you were earning.
In my job. Okay. So enough to survive.
And what did you do for the other 5 days of the week?
I was trying to build a business.
With no money?
Well, the business was breaking even, but it could not pay me a salary. So the company was surviving.
That was Naukri.com.
No. First 7 years, we did a whole bunch of other stuff. Naukri, we launched in 97. So we tried 20 small things in the first 7 years. And Naukri was the 21st small thing. It turned out to be big. So that's how, life went on. And 96, I met the late Mr. Chandan Mitra at a dinner at a friend's house. And we spoke. And he had just joined the Pioneer as editor. He left Hindustan Times. And he said, come and see me in the office. I might have an assignment for you. So I went to the Pioneer office the next day. And he said, look, I want to launch an advertising and marketing supplement. You've got advertising marketing experience. You can write a bit. You're running a business, so you know about business. So can you be a consulting editor for this? And there'll be a team of 4 journalists, and then you'll be heading that team. And I jumped at it because it gave me a steady salary, and it was only part-time. So it really worked for me. So I was a journalist at the Pioneer for 4 years. Initially, advertising and marketing supplement, USP. Subsequently, the career supplement avenues. I was doing both of those. And I learned a lot at the Pioneer. I think one of my greatest educative experiences was being a journalist for 4 years. I learned to write. I learned to put down my thoughts on paper.
So when did Naukri.com happen and how?
97. Around October 96, I had gone to Pragati Maidan. Pragati Maidan har saal IT ka exhibition hota called IT Asia.
That was one of your other Eureka moments.
It was a Eureka moment. So I went. I used to go there every year just to figure out what's going on in the market, in the world. Kya chal raha hai. So October 96, I went to IT Asia, and there were 2-3 pavilions with these large company stalls. I was not interested in those. There was this one pavilion which had these small stalls of small companies. So I saw one small stall which said WWW. I said, what is this? I didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of the internet. And I said, yeah, what is this? Now, this guy was basically a reseller of VSNL email access. In those days, internet access and email came bundled together. There was no Hotmail or Gmail or anything. So I said, ye kya hai? So he says, sir, ye email hai. I said, acha.
Email kya hota hai?
I had vaguely heard of email. I didn't know what it was. I'd never seen it. The guy had one computer and next to that another computer. This computer modem laga hua tha. There was a device. I didn't know what it was. He said, ye modem hai. And he got meant to one email client. And he typed out something and then on the other machine he accessed it and said, "Dekho, yahan email aa gaya." So this computer could have been in the US. So aap fax bhejte ho US mein 95 rupees a page, 125 rupees a page. Ye kuch paisa mein ho gaya. So this is superior to fax. It is, you can communicate to people across the world anywhere. I said, yeah, but I said, ये तो fail होगा. क्यों? I said, look, I don't know anybody who has email. तो मैं किसको email भेजूंगा? किससे receive करूंगा? You know, it's like having the only phone in the world. Who will you talk to? And I began to walk away. He said, come back. So yeah. He said, देखो, this is also internet. I said, what is internet? I never heard of it. He says, sir, internet के जरिए you can sit in your home office on your computer, log in, and access information stored in thousands of computers around the world. I said, really? Now this sounded very interesting to me. So he said, yeah. So he logged in again, and he went to a site called Yahoo. He says, क्या करेंगे? Browse करेंगे, search करेंगे. So
Did you know the difference?
I knew the difference. I mean, searching, I knew because we had done a trademarks database, so I knew search क्या होता है. Browse I had not known. I said search करेंगे because I was familiar with search. तो क्या search करेंगे? So I said India search करो. So keyword India, the guy searched Yahoo. A whole bunch of web pages came out. Right? At that instant, the penny dropped in my head. I said we should take jobs from newspapers around the country and put them up on the net and see what happens. So I said to him, hey, boss, I don't want to buy internet access from you, but I want to run one of the computers which other people access. So sir, usko server bolte hain. I said, अच्छा, I want to run a server. I want to run one of these websites. मुझे सर सारे server USA में हैं. India में कोई server नहीं है. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I said, okay, thank you so much. I went back home and I called up my brother. He's a prof at UCLA. And I said, listen, I need to run a website. I need a server. He said, I'll get you a shared server. He got me a shared server at $25 a month. I told him, I can't pay for this because RBI restrictions, I can't send money out. No problem, I'll pay for it. So he got me a shared server. And we launched Naukri on that server. We used to go to Madras Hotel में Central News Agency, अब पता नहीं है नहीं है, उस time थी, which would get all the papers and magazines from around the country and around the world. And I went there and I browsed around and I figured that कौन से अखबार में on which day of the week do you get appointment ads in which city. I made a whole list. So this on Mondays I want this papers, Tuesdays this one, and it totaled 29 newspapers and magazines.
And you put them all on that website.
And we would get these things every day into our office, and there would be two data entry operators who would put the job ads, type them in our own format, and we would put them on the net, and we called it Naukri.
And that office was still in the staff quarter?
No, by now we had, we started off in 1990 in the 7th quarter. By 94, what had happened was that I was not taking a salary, but the company was making a little bit of money. So the money that we had made, we built a first floor and a second floor in my dad's house. We launched Naukri. And एकदम शुरू से traffic आने लगा because people were interested in jobs. That old insight was there. एक बार traffic आने लगा तो we began to charge money in 6-9 months and revenue began to come. पहले साल में 2.5 लाख टर्नओवर हुआ, अगले साल में 18 लाख.
From there to matrimony with Jeevansathi and later real estate with 99 acres, how did that happen?
The Naukri idea came from the customer insight. Why do people read Business India from the back? Now these other two sites and even Shiksha, we said, print mein people spend money on appointment ads. So that's one revenue stream. But they also spend money
on grooms wanted, brides wanted,
on matrimonial ads and on real estate listings. So we said, why not those two categories also? So essentially for matrimony and real estate and then for Shiksha, we were mimicking newspapers. कि जो अखबार में चलता है वो इंटरनेट में भी चलेगा क्योंकि नौकरी चल गया है. So that was the thinking then.
So तीनों में से what worked better?
Naukri. Naukri worked the best. I think matrimony is a much smaller market. So even you look at, in those days, the size, the revenue from appointment ads and the revenue from matrimonial ads, I think this is 5x larger, 6x larger because appointment ads में display ads होती थी. Matrimony was only classifieds. Much smaller sum of money. So a smaller market. Second, there were two other players who were established. So we were number 3. In appointments, we were number 1. We were the first.
And in real estate?
In real estate, we are market leaders. But we face a lot of competition on Facebook and Google. So it's happening, it's moving. We are the market leading real estate portal, but there's still some distance to go.
What about investing in Zomato?
In October 2006, we went public. But the truth is we were profitable. So we didn't need the money, actually. We wanted a listing. We wanted to, give our investor an exit. We wanted the shareholder agreements to fall away. We wanted all those things. हमने IPO कर दिया, कामयाब हुआ. But we were not using the money for the purposes we said we use it. So after 2 quarters, the board said, start using the money. So then we thought, why not invest in startups? There are enough startups trying. They need capital. 2007 में उतना venture capital नहीं था इंडिया में. So it gap था market, we should go in. So that's how we began to invest. Now, between 2007 and 2012, we invested about 250 crores across maybe 11 companies. And one of them was Zomato. One of them was Policybazaar. And that's how we began to invest. Zomato mein to, I was using the site, Hitesh was using the site, and it was a very good site. What was particularly useful was they had all the menu cards. Also, food delivery, it was just a restaurant listing site. They had all the menu cards, and that was very useful, I thought. So we thought, why not invest in Zomato? It was called Foodie Bay at the time. Naam Zomato nahi tha, Foodie Bay tha. We reached out, we met Dipinder, we hit it off, and we invested.
Policybazaar?
Policybazaar, again, Policybazaar, Yashish Dahiya, one of the 3 founders, the main founder, the CEO, he and Hitesh had been classmates in school and hostel based in IIT. I had gone to IIM Ahmedabad as a visiting faculty, and he had been in the class there. So I also knew him. So when he wanted to do a startup, he reached out to us, and we spoke to him, and we liked what he was trying to do. And so we invested.
So jobs, matrimony, real estate and food, if I've got it right.
Jobs, matrimony, real estate and education, Shiksha. These are our internal businesses. We run those businesses. We own them. In Zomato and Policybazaar and all the other startups, we are merely investors.
Okay, but were there more subject interest or were there sound investment proposals? What was the driving force for you?
Well, I think sound investment proposal came first. Obviously, beyond that, you have confidence in the founders, the idea, the strategy, the market, and various other things. But I think the first thing is that you are investing shareholder money. You've got to do it responsibly.
I'm not going to get into the figures or the maths of it, but how is it that each of these websites became and continue to remain household names? And so what is the trick?
I'll tell you. एक तो आपको केवल कामयाब बिजनेस दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Many have failed. And they have sunk without a trace. वो आपको याद ही नहीं होंगी. So it's not as if we always succeed. We sometimes succeed. We often fail. That is the nature of the startup ecosystem. It's Darwinian. Many try, a few succeed. तो जो बन गई वो household name बन गई. जो fail हुए वो fail हुए.
How often have you failed? And is your, well, actually I know the answer, but is the success rate higher than the failures?
See, the percentage success rate is not higher than the failures. But when you succeed so big that it more than makes up for the failures in terms of amount of money. So have we lost money? In several times. We lost money. Several companies.
In fact, that clipping which said Naukri.com is doomed is something which you have framed and kept.
I have. It's in my cabin downstairs. Just to remind me that this is where we came from. That people wrote us off and we came through.